Well, hello everybody. This is JT here at Rubber City Motoring. This one's a weird one. So, back in 2006, 7, right in that range, maybe 7, I got a 98 Camaro SS, my first real car, like my car that I paid for. I was just out of college. It was kind of like my first nice real car that I always wanted, and I got it. The interesting thing about 1998, Trans Am and Camaro SS, they had a weird exhaust system that only showed one pipe on the left side. Didn't have dual exhaust like most of the F-body Camaros you see. Even the Z28 had those rectangular tips on the back, dual tips as well. But the SS did not. Now, there's all sorts of mixed, not mixed, but weird ways the Camaro went through to become an SS. A lot of people say all of them went to SLP. Well, that was true for sure on the LT versions, the first chunk of SSs. They all went there. Word has it, though, that later on, 98 and up with the LS, they all didn't. Now, the way I've gathered is my personal SS did not, because it didn't have, we'll say, the SLP options, like I don't even know what they had 98. My brain is, not there. Like synthetic fluids, Bilstein suspensions, that sort of stuff that upgraded it from the SS to a better SS. Now, you could have optioned everything from key change to a dash plaque to a car cover, all these little pieces parts. Now, those are the ones I think that are going to be worth money down the road. Somebody bought an O2 SS that had every box ticked, chrome wheels, center mount exhaust, all that stuff, and it's low mileage, it's mint, you have it all. You have even, like, those ones even came with like a door sticker that said SLP modified it. Mine didn't have the door sticker, and I also never had the real window sticker. But when it did go to SLP for modifications, they put a separate rectangular piece of paper next to the window sticker with the various options, like, synthetic oil package, differential upgrade, the ZF diff, all that stuff. So now, what I'm going to show you here, though, is the exhaust. Pardon my mess. It's post-Christmas, so my garage is filled with toys. This is one of those weird exhausts. Now, 98 only had this exhaust. So you imagine this is what the back of the car would look like. So it was a dual, obviously dual because it's a V8. Came down, it joined together as one. So it never was true duals, ever, even if you had a dual exhaust on this car. And then this is the portion here that went over the axle, down and around, and then out the one side there. Very nice big rolled tip, stainless steel. The whole thing's stainless like most things were back then. I took this off for two reasons. I wanted a little more tone, and I also wanted the dual exhaust look. This just, I thought, looked weird. One pipe on the left side. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of talk about this exhaust. I put a MagnaFlow on. MagnaFlow and Borla, it depends which ones you get, obviously, but most of them are known to be kind of on the quieter side. It's not like a crazy, chambered exhaust. I mean, they had a little more tone. They're a nice system in that. So the MagnaFlow, when I put it on, didn't get much louder than this. And that was one of the rumors out there, which I would love to have the exact reason why they went with dual pipes. If it was only for looks, that's fine. Because when they went to the dual pipes, they were smaller tipped. Like, they were probably maybe like a ½ inch or so smaller than this one here, if I recall. You could correct me on this, but there was a number of random reasons you heard. Somebody said at one point that this was too loud and people complained. It was a little loud from the factory, but I mean, I got it with 28,000 miles. So, and I took this off at about 40. So this has very few miles on it. And it like I said, the reason I'm telling you the mileage is because that was based on tone. This wasn't like hollowed out after 100,000 miles and worn or anything like that. I would love to cut this open and look and see what type of exhaust is in there, if it was much of a muffler at all or anything like that. But I actually just sold this, so it's going to somebody else. I had thoughts on this. I kept it because it's only 1 year. But I am super curious, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, if that Camaro ever gets to the point of restoration, you know, I don't think a Camaro is ever going to be a Bloomington Gold certified car with like various points checked. But if you needed it for a 98 Trans Am or SS, this would be it. A 1 year only exhaust. Now the LT version, there was some, they were called a 2 on the left. So it was 2 pipes coming off over here like so, and smaller, I believe. But either way, this is it. And I thought it would be kind of cool just to document, because I don't know if these are out there very much. And when I posted it for sale, I had a lot of people like, oh, you're never going to get that, throw it in the trash, whatever. But I mean, seriously, you're not going to find this ever. I mean, some people said they had them sitting around still and they gave them away, whatever. The way this exhaust works too is, I mean, when I had it installed, they cut it off of there, which is kind of a bummer. But at the same time, I mean, that's not really, who's really climbing under a Camaro to look to see how it's put back together. I do have the pipe for that though, so I have the full cat back here. You just either need to weld that or make a, you know, like a band clamp or something. But either way, I thought it was super interesting. There's some numbers stamped on it here. It does say GM somewhere, so it is factory. But I'd be curious if you ever worked, people that worked in the Camaro plant up there in Canada, if the SS specifically rolled off the line with this. I'm about 99% sure it did. SLP didn't drop the axles and put this on. I mean, that wasn't something, but they did if you upgraded the, you know, they had a dual, they called it. It was 2 tips here, 2 tips here, and it was a little bit louder. That's the one people say. Now, the loudmouth never came on the SS from the factory. People put loudmouths on and then they'd claim, oh, it's got SLP options. That never happened. It was either, I mean, depending on the year, this, the factory duals, or if you went to SLP, you know, tick the box, it'd be the center mount exhaust or the duals, 2 on each way. That's the ones that I am aware of, and that's the SS Camaro 98, well, technically 90, whatever, 96, 95, I forget the first year of the SS, 95 to 02 exhaust history there. But this will be picked up here soon. The guy's actually going to use it, so pretty interesting. But hope you enjoyed that little trip down the F-body memory road there. That's it though. And if you have one of these, or if you owned one, or you know anything about them, definitely let me know. I'd be curious what you had to say. But it was definitely a weird thing they did there. Big old chrome tip and loops around to the big Camaro horizontal muffler there. So, all right, thanks for watching. That is all I got today. Have a good one, and hopefully this answers some questions for you someday. Subscribe for more. Like this video if you thought this was informative. I do have a little bit more on my Camaro I could share if you'd like that. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.